well documented right now, and the Indianapolis Colts have yet to name their head coach going into the 2023 season. Jim Irsay says, and I quote, "It will be announced in the coming days, aka after the Super Bowl." So with that being said, all signs kind of point to it is a coach off of a Super Bowl staff. And when we look at the past interviews that Jim Irsay and the Indianapolis Colts have had with teams, aka the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs, for coaches to become their head coaches, it all boils down to Shane Stemick. I'm sure I'm butchering his name, but he is the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator, and of course Eric Bieniemy, which is the Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator as well. It's been very well documented that Eric Bieniemy is a head coach in waiting, right? He is looking for the right opportunity, or he just does an interview very, 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 very well. So just the opportunities are there, but he hasn't taken any of them yet. Shane Stemick, am I saying that name right? Shane Stemick. I had to look him up because I don't follow Philadelphia Eagles very, very much because, you know, they're like a rival. But I had to look up his coaching credentials, right? His coaching tree. He started coaching back in 2011 as a defensive coordinator assistant or a defensive specialist assistant. Basically a fancy term for a ball boy in the end. He did that for several years, and when 2016, he was elevated to the quarterback coach for the San Diego Chargers at the time. 2019, he was named intern OC for the Chargers. He took that over full-time position in 2020, and then 2021, he became the Eagles offensive coordinator when current coach took his job. So obviously, he has not been in the game for very long, right? But we've seen the mass improvement of Jalen Hurts from year 1 to year 3. Does that fall on Shane, or does that fall on just the ability of Jalen Hurts? Yet to be determined, right? We'll find that next year if Shane ultimately does get the Indianapolis Colts job. But is it an overreaction that we think that somebody from the Super Bowl team is going to get the head coaching job of Indianapolis? No, it's not overreaction. Not at all. Not at all, because Eric Bieniemy is going to get a head coaching job at some point. Now, whether he has accepted the Colts job or not, he said publicly that he is going to talk to Coach Reid before any decisions are made. Basically, what I get out of that, Eric Bieniemy, I feel, is the head coach in waiting for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think he wants some type of, hey, Coach Reid, are you going to be around for 3 more years? Going to be around for 15 more years? What is your outlook in Kansas City? Because let's just be honest. You as a person, you have a for sure CEO job waiting for you. You just got to wait a couple years, right? Wait it out. Things are good. Things are clicking. We've been to 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. I built this team from the ground up. Things are looking good. Or do I want to go to a company that has failed, had success in the past, Super Bowl winning, way back when, but they filed for bankruptcy and they're looking for a CEO, right? Am I going to get a lot of time to turn this team around, to turn this organization around? Probably not. So Eric Bieniemy, I feel, does not want to go to Indianapolis unless he gets bad news from Coach Reid. Coach Reid says, "Hey, I'm going to be here for 10 more years, man. Yes, I'm 70 years old, but by golly, 85 is my retirement date." Right? I mean, or Coach Reid can be like, "Hey, give me 2 more years, man. Realm is all yours." I guarantee you, Coach Andy Reid is talking to Eric Bieniemy right now, saying, "What can I do to keep you around?" Now, Coach Shane Stemick, I know I'm saying that song, so we'll just call him Shane. Coach Shane, Philadelphia Eagles OC, he has not been in the coaching game for that long, right? Yes, he did become a part of an NFL staff in 2011, but he didn't start coaching until 2016. He spent, 4 years with the Chargers and now 3 years or 2 years with the Eagles. He is not really, what's the word I'm looking for? he's still wet behind the ears, right? Even though I've been coaching high school football for 7 years, right? I'm still wet behind the ears. I'm still learning stuff from the OGs all the time, right? I have a coach on my staff that has been coaching since my dad was in high school. Since like 77. He's been coaching for 50, 60 years. I'm 30 years old. Like, what? So, obviously, the OGs know it, right? So, if anything, if the Colts were going to get a head coach, it's going to be Coach Shane, I think. Unless Eric Bieniemy gets bad news from Coach Reed. I'm here for 10 more years, man. I'm here until they fire me. So, it's not an overreaction. I do think one of those two coaches will be the Indianapolis Colts head coach come next season. Who will it be? I think it's going to be Coach Shane. Coach Stemick.
Thank you for checking out that man-hour clip. Subscribe right here. Click the next video right here. And, of course, like this as well. Man-Hour Nation, rise up.